Oopie. Man, I can really tell my brain was not working. I didn't actually have even the game plugged into our system. That was stupid. Okay. At least I'm here. Hi, everybody. Welcome to more Chaos Counseling. We're going to get back to Ace Attorney, the great Ace Attorney. I apologize in advance. I am recovering from the cold or the flu or whatever. I don't have health insurance. I didn't go to a doctor. I don't know which it is. So my voice is a little tired. I'm a little like loopy off of like over the counter drugs. So we'll see how well I do. But I really wanted to get in a stream before we went on vacation next week, because then you guys will have like nothing from us for a while. Especially for me, because I think I have another rental that Wednesday after we're back home from vacation. So it'll be a bit before you get more Senpai. I have water. I have food in my belly. Let's go. We are in the middle of case 2. I had to cut it off early last time just due to mental health reasons. So we're just going to do our best and get through the rest of this case. I wish we hadn't been thrown out like that. I wish we'd managed to find some clue as to what that speckled band might be. We didn't manage to investigate at all. And I imagine that we won't be able to for a while longer. We'll never get past that sailor guarding the door. He's clearly glaring at us, as if to say, don't even think about it. Wait a minute. What is it? Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where did he go? Oh, yes, he's completely disappeared. When did he do that? He slipped away as quietly as the wind, but not before ensuring these were securely back on my wrists. I think I just have to go back. Hello? Hello? It looks like they're still investigating in here. Yes, on that subject. I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga is unscathed. What do you mean, unscathed? Surely you haven't forgotten, have you, Naruhodo-san? Don't you remember what he said about allowing you to use this, out of this cabin to investigate? He was going to talk to the captain about it. He said he'd lay his life on the line for you. Oh. Yeah. But I'm sure he was exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. He might have some new information for us. You never know. I don't see him. Oh, there he is. Hello, sir. Oh. Oh, I got you fucked up. I'm so sorry, sir. You're back. Inspector! What happened to you? Your face is... Please, don't worry about it. Oh no, that voice goes deep in my throat. Hold on. Gotta lean forward. Grab my water. Maybe I can leave that on the couch and have it not spill. We'll find out. Don't fall. Don't fall, my water bottle. Oh my god, but my mic did. Oh, I'm a mess. They're just scratches. Made by a bear, maybe? When I told the captain that I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fists and then toss me overboard. What? But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing, really. Looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to. Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little about the neighboring cabin. Yes, so I understand. Oh. I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I think his name was something like Airlock Sholmes. I don't think he was German, though. Ah, that explains it. Shall we compare notes, then? We can tell you what we found out. Yes, let's do it. I love Hosonaga. What? Nikolina Pavlova? She's in the cabin next door? Oh, do you know who she is? Please, what self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know that graceful angel? You and me both, Hosonaga. I'm dying over here, too. Oops, I think I upset him there. That tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case, at least. Oh? How? Because angels don't go around committing crimes, do they? That's what they all call the last lady who did commit a crime, so... Oops, now I've definitely upset him. Inspector, has your investigation in here proved fruitful? If I'm honest, there's very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. So I'm just keeping watch here, trying not to take my eyes off the job. Oh, I see. There is one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you. Oh, what? Yes, do tell us, Inspector, please. What is the new information, sir? What is this new information you have, Inspector? It's this. The Buria's medical officer has finished his examination. So I got a text from our dramaturg. I'm constantly answering work-related things during streams. It's bad. The Buria's medical officer has finished his examination of the body. I managed to obtain the report. Definitely the smallest cast for this show. Oh, Kazuma's post-mortem report? Kazuma-sama. So, what was the cause of death? Damage to the cervical vertebrae is what's written in the report. His neck was broken? Yes, it would seem so. There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury. So at first I think they were considering poison. But it turns out they found no trace of poison in his system at all. Well, what weapon was used then? Nothing has been found as yet, but the fact that there are no signs of a wound suggests it may have been a blunt object, something that wouldn't leave a mark. I don't know why I was doing Gollum near the end of that. Jesus Louise. Being sick makes my voice acting very interesting. Oh, I see. All the body's nerves run through the spine to the brain. A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It is a possibility, and no obvious wound would be left. Poor Kazuma. I have a second copy of the report. If it might be useful, you're welcome to have it. Really? Are you sure? Yes, it's fine. I trust you. Aw. After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never have agreed to you leaving this cabin in the first place, would I? I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing with Hosanaga's voice. I just can't go as long and deep, I guess, with the Alan Rickman-esque voice. Yay. I'm gonna look at that. Oh, Mr. Sholmes was here, was he? Yes, he seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about on the floor investigating. But then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored. Did he say anything at all? Actually, now that you mention it, yes. Just one thing, but he practically shouted it. "It's shoe polish," was all he said. Shoe polish? I wonder what he meant. It was when he was over there, by that piece of broken glass. Do you see? Ah, perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark. Do you think? Ah, yes, that must be it. But how could Mr. Sholmes know that it's shoe polish? That leaves me cold, I'm afraid. I have no idea. What is it, Susato-san? Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue. Dark tan? Sort of dark brownish red, then? Yes, a little like the color of red wine, but darker. I often repaired them for him. Oh! Does this mean that this mark was made by the polish on Kazuma's shoes as they scuffed on the floor? That's really all I can tell you at this stage. I do want you to look at the marking. Okay, that's it. Yeah. I should return to my post. My fellow crewmen's eyes are boring into the back of my head. Yeah, that might be for the best. Thank you. Me. Poor Inspector. You look exhausted. Oh, no. Well, I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asugi-san. He was my responsibility. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. The truth is, I seem to have had a heavy head ever since I woke this morning. A heavy head? That's interesting. My head's still throbbing, too. I don't know if there's anything else to examine right now. Guess we'll move. See if we can find Sholmes. Yep, we got something at least. Ah! Look, Naruhodo-san! Seaman Stroganoff is gone! Strong enough? The burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us. Oh, Stroganoff, yeah. Oh my god, are you dead? Controller. All these Russian names are impossible to remember. Rude and a little racist, maybe? Tra-la-la. Did you hear that? It sounded like someone singing. Tra-la-la-li-ri-li-ri-lay. I did it the great detective way. I don't remember the voice I gave her, Lark. It's probably just this. This caroling. I know that lark-like voice. Well, never mind that now. This is a golden opportunity for us. Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's get inside Miss Pavlova's cabin while we can and investigate. Definitely. Before that stringy knot crewman comes back. Stroganoff, guys. Excuse me. It's Stroganoff, not stringy knot. Go. Oh, actually, I just realized how early in the year it is. I don't know. They're in the southern hemisphere, so maybe it's not that cold in the ocean, but still being threatened to be thrown overboard now, that's terrifying. Miss Pavlova isn't back yet. Susato-san. Oh, where's she going? What the fuck? Girl! Hey, what are you doing? Those are her private things. There's not a moment to waste, Naruhodo-san. We must investigate as quickly as we can. I suppose you're right. For Kazuma's sake. Not just for Kazuma-sama. What do you mean? It can't be long now until we arrive at port in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there. Aw, Susato. Really? We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san. By ourselves if we have to. Yeah, we will. Oh my! Miss Pavlova's case is open. It's completely empty inside. But according to the great detective's great deduction, she was hiding her special friend in there. Yes, a friend that she had to keep secret. Because you're not allowed to bring animals aboard the SS Buria. I wonder what kind of animal she had in there. And more to the point, where is it now? Naruhodo-san, are you there? Sorry? I'm right here, yeah? Why? Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home. Believe me, I don't have some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know. Well, anyway, I'm not sure anyone could fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes. I was rather hoping we might find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding in there, but no such luck. I wonder if I need to set these up again. All the books have toppled over together. Look, every single one. Do you think that's a god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though. It's exactly the same as the bookcase next door. In Kazuma's cabin. Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase? I don't know. Would she really be practicing ballet on the same night she ran away from her ballet company? All right, then. It must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them all over in a fit of rage? Not everything bad that happens on this ship is because of me, you know. Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight again in here, too. I don't like seeing things in disarray. So this ventilator connects to Kazuma's cabin next door. Yes, although what a fool a shipbuilder must be to open a ventilator into another room. Maybe. It's so that if there's a gas leak next door, the occupant of this cabin would notice and raise the alarm? Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning. That is a possibility. Anyway, last night, Kazuma wrote that he saw a speckled band coming out of this ventilator. There's one of these next to the bed in Kazuma's cabin, too. Yes, it's a bell cord. I can't resist. She barely hesitated there. She gave it a good tug, too. No, I didn't actually expect anyone to come. We don't want them to! We're trying to investigate in secret! You dum-dum! Excuse me. I wonder what this little saucer is doing on the floor. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's been dropped. More like it was put there deliberately. Do you think there could be a leak in the roof just above here? What, a leak? Is this ship quite safe? I'm sure that even if there's a leak in the roof, it doesn't mean the whole ship is going to sink. No, you're right. Of course you're right. She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she? Don't know what else I must look at. I guess here. There are just a few books on the desk. Nothing else by the looks of it. Well, Miss Pavlova only ran away from the ballet last night. She's hardly occupied this cabin for any time at all. That's true. I wonder what kind of book she likes to read. Let me see. Yes, I see. It would seem that Miss Pavlova enjoys reading books written in Russian. Thanks. I think I probably already knew that. It's rude to ask too much of people, Naruhodo-san. Kindly remember that. I love Susato. She's such a firecracker. I love her. This cabin door has the same simple sort of bolted latch that our cabin door has. If the bolt's drawn across, there's no way anybody could enter the cabin from outside. Yes, it's not a particularly heavy-duty bolt, is it? But still, it wouldn't slide across of its own accord, would it? No, and the door is made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the outside. And it seals up perfectly, too, to stop any seawater coming in. So you couldn't use the method you told me of passing a thread through a crack around the closed door either. I seem to know a lot of tricks for opening doors. I'm starting to see why they suspect me. I can't examine that? Really? Okay. What have I not examined? I guess this. Yes, they're displayed in this cabin too. Look, the SS Boria's rule of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. I suppose Miss Pavlova realized that she needed to keep the contents of her case a secret after she read this. Her special friend, I mean. I wonder where her friend has disappeared to now. It's probably having fun exploring the ship, I imagine. I just hope Seaman Stroganov doesn't find it and throw it overboard. Oh, yeah. So do I. Oh, wastebasket. That's actually, yeah. I suppose every cabin has a waste paper basket. Shall we have a look and see what's been thrown away? Naruhodo-san, it's poor etiquette to go sifting through someone's rubbish, you know. Those eyes. She's looking at me like I'm a piece of rubbish now. However, these are special circumstances, I think. Exactly, we have no choice. There's hardly anything in here at all. Oh, well, that's a little disappointing. This is the girl who was getting mad at me earlier. It would seem this teapot is empty. Huh. So the natural conclusion is that the Russians are a very thirsty people. Or, because Miss Pavlova only came into this cabin last night, she hasn't had the chance to make any tea yet. I mean, it could be either. It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I'd lay 1,000 to 1 on it. Oh my gosh. You're rather obstinate, aren't you, Naruhodo-san? What else do I need to do? I've looked at everything. Game? Was I not done out in the other room? Look there, look there, look there. I guess I gotta leave. Oh, hi. Oh, it's Mr. Sholmes, look! Wow. You never know where he's going to turn up next, do you? He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself. No, he can't make me, sorry. He's still singing. Do you think he hasn't noticed us? Or he's simply in extremely high spirits. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when the yard bit off more than it could chew. And through it all, when there was doubt, it's lucky Herlock was about. Excuse me. I solved it all, and I stood tall. I did it the great detective way. Mr. Sholmes! What is it? You want to fight? Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing. And I was just about to reach the climactic finish. Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop, so I figured now is as good a time as any. I very nearly dropped you to the floor with one of my famous right hooks. Alright, I get the picture. Now could you put those fists away? Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you. Ah, yes, that. I was immersed in study of the ship's log, as penned by the stockily built crewman who's usually on guard here. Oh, yes, the ship's log. And did you find out anything useful from it? Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank. Which means that there was nothing to report. Nothing of note happened, so... Okay, no laughing. Got it. Sorry. My bad, body. Holy shit. You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You've been utterly blinded by it. Sorry? Your logic, my boy, is inverted. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Observe the other pages, and all shall become clear. It would seem the same crewman oft stands at sentry in this first-class passageway. And he has an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that in every 30 minutes? One moment, folk. Didn't want to blow my nose directly into the microphone. Nothing to report? Precisely. Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there is just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report. Do you mean... Yes, there were circumstances afoot last night, which led to the seaman being absent from his post. What kind of circumstances? What happened? That remains a mystery for now, but we can be sure something significant took place. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribbling nothing to report in the log. These are important details. I should stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log in your mental file. Oh, thank you, I guess. Now that deduction was worthy of a great detective. Ah, you're starting to understand what my way is, I see. What makes Sholmes, Sholmes. Brilliant! Ooh, ouch. What is it? Are you hurt? Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more. Well, my friends, until our next encounter. He's still singing to himself. I can hear it as he wanders off down the passageway. Is something wrong, Susato-san? Susato-san? You seem lost in thought. It's just... well, I feel the same. Sorry? Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache. A sort of continuous throbbing. Oh, you too? Oh, shit. Ah, what's that? Shut down the engines immediately. Vessel sighted a quarter-mile full. Full stop. Hard to starboard. All hands brace for impact. What the? I think we're about to crash into another ship. What? I can't stand. Susato-san, hold on to me. Ah! Susato-san, are you all right? Are you injured at all? I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo-san. It looks like we avoided a collision. I think... Yes, the ship has come to a stop. Oh my goodness, what about you, Naruhodo-san? Are you hurt? No, I'm fine. Hello, is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, that sounds like... Inspector Hosonaga? Is that you in there, Naruhodo-san? Unbolt the door, quickly! What? The bolt? Look at that! The door's bolted. Did you do that, Susato-san? No, I didn't touch it. Well, that's strange. How did... And look at all the books. They're just like they were before again. Naruhodo-san, aren't you going to open the door and let the inspector in? I'd better tidy this place up first. Our violent emergency stop had solved one mystery at least, in a very vivid way. But I knew that what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant. I hurried around, tidying up the cabin with a new sense of foreboding in my heart. Whew. One more part, I think, to this chapter. Somehow, the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted after we made an emergency stop. Susato-san took a deep breath, then gently slid back the bolt. What are you doing, Miss Pavlova's quarters? Ah, you both look unhurt. Good. Yes, we're fine, thank you. What on earth happened? We heard something about how we were going to collide with another ship. Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though. Oh, how did that happen? There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we had an emergency stop. Everything is chaos. Passengers are screaming. Crew are running everywhere. This first-class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment. Oh, I see. Someone triggered the alarm? Does that mean that someone pressed that button outside? Ah! You wicked intruder! Dressed in all black, you are the devil! Sorry, me? I've been called a lot of things before, but devil's a first. You opened my traveling case. How could you? What? No, we didn't touch it. That's right, Miss Pavlova. It was already open when we came into your cabin. Inspector! Yes? Arrest this man! I know he did it! He is criminal. It is not enough that he has killed a man? Duh, and he stole away as well. If Vixen promises not to steal chicken, do you believe? Take him away. He is a trespasser as well as everything else. Stowing away, trespassing, killing. She is right, you are devil. It doesn't look good, does it? There is cell below deck. Throw him in. Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong. Then we give you straight to police. Wait, a cell? Please, Inspector Hosonaga. Is there nothing you can do? Jesus. This is a Russian vessel. I really have no jurisdiction here. After my last effort of appealing to the captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options. This is terrible. This is a real crisis. I've got to find a solution. Immediately. Oh, we go right into it. Okay. Oh, I can look at this now? Or is that the wardrobe? Oh, I think that's the wardrobe. Oh, hi. Hey, Sherlock, you want to help? Or Herlock, I mean. What are you doing up there? Hi. Mr. Sholmes! Naturally, I was analyzing what a weight of 20,000 rubles feels like on one's head. Have I not told you that as a detective, it is my business to know what other people do not? This isn't mere tomfoolery, my boy. Oh, no, no. Why were you hanging from that hook before then? Isn't it obvious? To properly assess the weight of the 20,000 rubles, naturally. I wish to determine if it would bend that conceited-looking hook on the wall, so full of brag and bounce. I never know whether to take this man seriously or not. Ah, you again, the great detective. Ah, Inspector! I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently. Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than a hook on the wall next time. What is to report? Speak! An urgent report from a great detective can mean but one thing. Yes. The case of the curious murder that took place last night, here on this vessel, the steamship Buria, has been solved. By me, naturally. What? Really? Yes, I have eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanations exist. So, allow me to illuminate all your minds. For I am about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Here we go, I guess. Oh, no, we're not? Okay. Huh, you have solved it? Even Hedgehog understands this case. We all knew who was responsible for killing Student Boy this morning, when we found criminal in wardrobe. It is the stowaway, and he has handcuffs to prove it. I didn't do it. The trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Oh, Jesus. Because, as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. That means the culprit must be someone who is inside the cabin. Yes, it's what's called a locked room mystery in detective stories. I shouldn't have eaten this cashew. Hold on. Da, locked room, that is point! The room was locked. Well, I can't deny that. There's no way the bolt could have been drawn across from outside the cabin. You are all quite mistaken. The cabin next door is not a so-called locked room at all. What? Oh yes, there is another entrance. An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the bolted door. What other entrance? We never discovered one. Why, it gapes open-mouthed at you even as we speak. The ventilator man! Oh, Jesus. Oh, excuse me, one moment. Oh, shit. I've been going for less than an hour and my throat is so mad at me. Ah! The ventilator. I will not do the laughing. You think this is funny? I cannot even put my arm through that hole. That's because your arms are as thick as tree trunks. You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening? It's not possible. Ah, but it is. And last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator. Mr. Sholmes, do you mean... Are you referring to the words Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary? 1:23 a.m., I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m., what looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Precisely, my dear madam. But what does it mean? What is this speckled band? The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin. Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? There is a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I am ready. What I am about to expose for you all to see will shock you to your cores. Oh, I do love Herlock. Oh, okay. He's doing karate or something. What the? Allow me to introduce you all to the band, the speckled band. A snake? Indubitably. Mr. Sholmes, just one thing. Pray, what troubles you? Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? It looks more stripy, wouldn't you say? Yes, you're right. I think in this case you'd have to call it the striped band, wouldn't you? You both see and observe with distinction. However, do you not think that is precisely the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall? Oh my goodness, really? It's a trap? How exactly? I think perhaps it is time I explain the intricacies of my train of thought. Are you ready, Miss Pavlova? I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. There are two conclusions I have drawn from the facts. Number one. Last night, your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. And number two. That same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life. No. She's turned as white as a bowl of rice again. Sholmes must be right. He's hit the nail on the head. This young woman's friend killed Mr. Asogi. Sorry. It looks like he can't speak with that snake coiled around his head. I would advise as little movement as possible, Seaman. You wouldn't want the fangs of that long friend in your neck. So everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death is nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Portentous. Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. Oh. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, its specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was the sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, don't look at me. It has nothing to do with any of this. Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you are trying but failing to conceal can only be the snake-sloughed skin. Evidently, after the subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin. No? I don't know what you're talking about. Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, then your then speckled friend slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. Hey, Muffin. Well, come calm down from the rage quit. I know it takes me a minute to calm down from those. In the dim light, it appeared to the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. In In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake whose markings change each time it sloughs its skin. A snake so dreadful, we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India. That seems a little... I don't know. Oh, Jesus. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life? And why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. Now, if we take that as a fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. No, could there be? Monster was chasing the monster. Oh, I hate it when those kinds of game mechanic changes happen, and it's just like, wait, and I've always had to click. What do you mean I can just walk through now? What the fuck? Yes, an examination of the deceased's body will provide the cause of death conclusively. I can read. The almost but not quite imperceptible puncture wounds left by the venomous fangs will seal the truth. Yes, the vestiges of the snake bite delivered by your terrifying friend. This makes no sense! There is no point feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? But now your involuntary glances betrays the hiding place of you chose. Oh my goodness. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt. You don't... It is telling that the victim made note of a low whistling sound that he heard minutes before his end. That was your signal, was it not? The sound you had used to train your serpent friend. To train? Yay, thank you. I'm glad I'm funny. But yeah, sometimes you gotta walk away from those things lest you become like a party pooper or just get too frustrated with yourself and all that. I get you. Indeed, you put the serpent through the ventilator and wait. After a period, you'd summon it back with a whistle. You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty, so you would listen for signs of life next door. If the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. Do you deny the snake has undergone such training? It's not true! Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature needed only to sink its fangs in once. Oh, that's the same for me. I gotta watch funny shit to calm down. Unless it's badly done humor, then it gets me even more mad. And its venom would course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took the poor young man's life. There can be no doubt. My logic is infallible. You know you're an idiot, but it's okay. You're at least a funny idiot. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of the speckled band. Are you not going to get that snake off you, Stroganoff? Or are you just going to let him hang out? Miss Pavlova has trained her pet snake as a killing machine. There on the floor you will observe a saucer of milk. The promise of food is the key to training any creature. Incredible. You've solved the mystery. Amazing. Your great deduction really lives up to its name. I see now why Erlockstrom has become such a household name. My dear man, it was nothing remarkable. As the Russians say, I could have done it with one left hand. Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Scholz? But of course. What's on your mind? It's just about your deductions before. Some things don't quite make sense to me. I welcome questions as to my method, and I will answer both loudly and proudly. One moment. I'm gonna blow my nose really quick. There we go. I've been doing okay. I've gotten sick over the weekend, which kind of sucked, but I'm on the up and up. Or I'm getting on the up and up. It's just clearing it out of the system now, I think. The play has been going really, really well, actually. It's been very stressful, just because there's so much to do before my vacation next week, but I've gotten it mostly done. We're just doing the last things Friday afternoon. And I'm hoping we can knock that out really quick. So that my friend can just paint the puppets for me while I'm gone. We'll see. We'll see. The cast is being really good, and they're putting in so much work for just a small community theater thing. Like, none of us are being paid. This is all volunteer. But they're all being very kind and very invested. Oh, well, good. First of all, snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family. You are well informed, madam. And reptiles, don't drink milk. I'm really excited for it. I wonder, because all the previous years have usually been posted on YouTube. And I wonder if our producers will want that again. Since the producers are kind of also the playwrights. So, we'll see. If it ends up on YouTube, I'll share it so you guys can see it. But it's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see. So, I'm not sure it would be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward. No matter. No doubt Miss Pavlova used some other treat to encourage her pet to do her bidding. No, it doesn't, which is even funnier. But I don't remember how long ago, like, we really started, like, really knowing that snakes couldn't feel those emotions. This might have been written before that. Or, you know, most writers don't really care because they're just like, it's fun, it's goofy, woohoo. Milk was merely an example. The logic holds. Well, there is something else. Snakes have no ears. Yes, so I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal a snake by whistling. Snakes taste like chicken? I had an opportunity to try rattlesnake once, and I was not brave enough to do it. Maybe if we ever go back... Oh, excuse me, down to that restaurant in... down south, we'll give it a go, because I'm so curious, because I've had wild boar, and that shit's amazing. I'm okay with, like, elk. It's fine. I prefer boar over elk, but I want to try more wild game stuff. And there's a certain thing with snakes, I guess, that it's like some people just find them cool, so they just want to keep them. But I'm a little in the same territory. I hear all the horror stories of them getting out of cages and just ending up in the walls, and nope, I'm good with that, thanks. But madam, what of the tales of Arabia? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sounds of a flute? I think perhaps the performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements. Oh, I see. No hands, no feet, no ears. These creatures are so inept as to be practically useless. Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes. There is one other thing. You have more? Snails, no. Oh, no, man. Oh, I can't do snails. Octopi. Like, I can look at them. I don't want them touching me. And that's the same with snakes. I don't like looking at them. I'm not a huge fan if they touch me. Though, garden snakes are really funny little stupid idiots. Because we used to have a ton of garden snakes in my backyard as a kid. And don't remember why I hated running around up in the backyard without shoes or socks. But I did one day. I think I got them like wet. Because we were playing with water or something. And a garden snake just latched onto my toe, like trying to eat it. And it just wouldn't, like, it didn't hurt. Their teeth are way too small to feel. But it just sucked on my little toe. And I think we had to, like, just rip it off. And so it wouldn't choke itself to death. And then we just yeeted it. But man, that freaked me out a little bit. Snakes use the scales of their bellies to propel themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake could manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in these cabins. Then it should try harder! Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this. Aw, this is poor Sherlock. Or Herlock. I think we need to take a step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, no. You don't mean... Yes, we need to modify Mr. Sholmes' latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be. I had a feeling that was coming. Ooh, that sucks. I can't remember the name of the other snake that we ran into. We had to run and get my older cousin because it was a spitter. It spat venom. I think it might have been an adder, maybe? I can't remember. It was wild, so I don't remember the wild snakes that are native to my area. But we all were just like hiding on the porch. It was out in the middle of the street. It wasn't like hurting anybody, honestly. But my cousin just had to come with a broom, get it on the broom, and then yeet it into what used to be an orchard. It's now more houses, but that was years ago. And that's good. Oh, man, growing up with pets is something I've always envied. Because my mom had severe cat allergies. They seem to have calmed down nowadays because my sister has a cat at the house now. But we tried to raise stray cats and keep them as our own, and it just never worked out. They usually run away. Which, you know, they're strays. That's what happens. Especially since we couldn't bring them inside. We just fed them outside. Alright, let's give it a try. Just what I was waiting for. Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah, right. Okay. So, cast your eyes down to your wrists again. What? Oh, thank you. You've done it again. Your handcuffs are gone. Where did they go? Fear not. I shall see they're restored after our work is done. I really wish you'd leave them off. That's kids for you. That's kid versions of ourselves. We suck. Now everyone, let us begin. Sherlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. I'm not going to reread all of this. Excuse me. She does have a pained expression on her face. Yes, that's true. She looks as though Cosmo-sama's death is weighing heavily on her mind. But you're not sure Mr. Sholmes has read her quite correctly, is that it? Could there be some other way to interpret her expression then? Let's take a moment and really look very closely at Miss Pavlova. Oh, hi. Yeah, you must be. Absolutely. Who else could they be referring to? He's just Sherlock Sholmes, that's it. Oh, Naruhodo-san, look! That looks like a very painful wound. It looks like a scratch made by some kind of small animal. And fairly recently, too. Well, whatever scratched her doesn't appear to be around here. Yes! Yes, when you recall those horrid events, that claw scratch smarts with pain. Indeed, and simple observation reveals that the wound is fresh. Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch sometime last night? Ah! When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. And when I am sad, the pain from this wound is worse. Oh, bless. And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. This is now the same. Here we go. It seems likely that the scratch mark on the back of Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except, snakes don't have claws, do they? No, they don't. They don't even have hands or feet at which claws might grow. Well then, if that snake isn't her pet, what is? What's the true identity of this friend of hers? We should follow her gaze, Naruhodo-san. That's where we'll find the answer. Right, no, it's just kids, it's how they see how fast animals can run, and I think kids just go, yeah, we chase, it's play. And sometimes, yeah, that is play, but since y'all can't communicate the same, it's just, yeah. Can't. Oh, look at the photograph of this frame. This must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away. She is exceptionally beautiful, isn't she? Yeah, that's true. But personally, it's the little black creature she's holding that's caught my eye. You better take a closer look at this. Look at the little cat Miss Pavlova is cuddling here. Oh, what a cute little kitten. It could vie with you, couldn't it, Mr. Naruhodo-san, for the blackest outfit? A black cat. And from the look of this picture, at least, Miss Pavlova seems very attached to it. I think this is where I... Yes! Without doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear. Oh no! The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you? Ah! Darka is my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind. Darka would appear to be a Russian blue. And yet, the fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band, whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. Oh my goodness, it's like the printer ran out of ink and decided to use whatever ink it did have and made her paw gold. What explanation can we give them? Then give, pray. What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, don't look at me! Oh, this is now the same, okay. Boop, 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 boop. Did you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back. She just left it in her pocket. No one would ever have known. Oh yes, ploys like that are Mr. Shom's specialty. He's ever so cleverly forced her to reveal something. I thought deduction was his specialty. Or maybe making me believe that was a ploy, too. I have no idea. I think he's just... he might be dead. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, I find it hard to believe that's the skin of a snake. In which case, just what is Miss Pavlova hiding behind her back? Time to looky. Well, it's speckled, and it is a band, but... or maybe it's just how stiff his muscles... he's just rigor mortis already. His muscles have stiffened him into a standing position. What is it? It seems to be soft and fluffy. A long piece of cloth of some sort. And it looks like a handle at one end. I think it may be a cat's toy. This sort is common in the West, apparently. How is that a toy for cats? Cats like to chase the band around and paw at it. Kittens in particular love that sort of play. You only need to wave it in front of them and they pounce to catch it. That sounds positively adorable. Yes! Yes, the thing you are trying, but failing to conceal, is, a cat's toy. Precisely, and the true nature of the now infamous speckled band. And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. You waved it around, I presume. Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it. But why? For what reason? Yeah, they do. Oh my gosh. Christmas, we have to not use presents during at my in-laws because they have 2 cats. And because, man, they forgot that cats love that shit. And they did up a present with one, and that thing got ripped open. My dear boy, there can only be one answer to that. After her feline friend disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use the speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return. Ah. In summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue breed of cat by the name of Darka. I will not do screams. My throat cannot handle. A truly troublesome feline young Darka is proving to be. She must be caged once found. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova. It was after I gave her her food last night. That's when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand and then ran up the bell cord. Before I could do anything, she had disappeared. through the ventilator. Darka, she is so naughty. Aw. Ah, okay, that makes sense. That. Oh my god. And 2008 is like so far away in my brain, but also yesterday at the same time. It's so stupid. Ugh. Because 2008 I was in junior high. My god. It was a... It was the second year of middle school in 2008. Jesus Christ. Moving. Oh, I'm actually not going to read through this part again because we've done this. What Mr. Shom says is true. There were no signs of any wound anywhere on Kazuma-sama's body. Yeah, that tracks. I don't know when I learned how to walk, honestly, so, like, could have been the same. My memory only goes back to about 5 years old. I don't remember anything from earlier than then. And I've never really, like, talked about that time with my parents, I guess. That's right. But Mr. Shulman seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned. Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now. Yes! In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem report. Ah, yes, I knew it was one or the other. I don't. I think I know Luke's. I think his was Batman. And I think that's just because his older brother, like, loved Batman. So, he would talk about Batman all the time, so Luke's words happened to be Batman. I don't know what my first words were. Let's ask my mom and dad next time I see them. His neck bus. Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive that. Oh, he's alive! Steven Stroganoff isn't some immortal freak, you know. The jury is out. Anyway, we have on good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we take that as fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it as the crime scene. No, could there be? Yes, an examination of the deceased body will provide the cause of death conclusively. Kazuma died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something or someone. Yes, that's a distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapon has been found, though. Presumably, Darka didn't silently creep up behind Kazuma and deal him a fatal blow. I suppose it's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly. It could have been a terrible act of misfortune that he broke his neck completely by accident. Well, yeah, a bad fall could explain it. It's rather hard to believe of Kazuma-sama, though. He wasn't a clumsy man. Well, we need to fix this deduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened? I want to say it's this. Yes! Oh my god. There's that part of me that hopes my first words was like, fuck. That'd be so good. But meme is good. It's great. Yeah, Yes, an examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. This particular mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is a deposit of shoe polish. Shoe polish? Indeed. Positively identified by a little analysis device I constructed, which I carry now as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results. The undeniable ingredients of shoe polish. And the color of the polish is a perfect match to the color of Mr. Asogi's laced leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Asogi must have caught his foot at that point on the floor and tripped. Please, no. And, by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant, he lost his life. No! I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Asogi lost his life? Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now your involuntary glance betrays blah 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 blah. This is the same. Right? That's grand. God, I really would, like, I know a really funny story about when I was born. Cause I think I was born, oh man, I can't remember if it was like, I did not want to leave and I kind of like, you know, they needed to force, the contractions and stuff to get me to go or what. I can't remember anymore. But I do know that as soon as I got out and, you know, the doctor has to like burp the baby basically, I can't do it right now. My throat is shit. It's fucked. But I know when the doctor patted me, and, you know, I did start crying or whatever, I also just, like, shat all over him. And, I was apparently just not pleased with that doctor when I was born. I don't believe it. Cosmo-sama merely tripped over and now he's no more? It can't be true. I refuse to accept it. I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened. But, and if this part of Mr. Shulm's deduction is right, Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes. No, I did not. That doctor and me did not get along. Where, I wonder? Let's have a good look around. The answer must be here somewhere. This is a waste paper basket. Perhaps all the first-class cabins have them. But Miss Pavlova only started occupying this cabin late last night. Presumably, there's not much rubbish in there. Oh. What's that? It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it? Yes, it is. And I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. If it looks familiar, perhaps it's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you. Oh, okay, I guess. Yes! Just present that. That's right. You hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that waste paper basket. Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object. It would seem one that has a familiar air, in fact. Precisely. We found another piece of broken glass on the floor of Mr. Asogi's cabin. And as you can see, the two pieces fit perfectly together. Oh no! So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? Yeah! I love those kinds. Oh man, that was the same. Like, so my littlest brother, he's autistic, and this was back. He was diagnosed in like the 2000s, so this was like, no, he was diagnosed in 2003 when he was 3, but that was, you know, we still hadn't gotten the spectrum, and it was just Asperger's or autism. Pick your poison. And so he's pretty low functioning, but he was nonverbal for the longest time, and it wasn't until we took him to Disneyland when Disneyland made that boy start talking, which is the cutest thing. And I think he started. When did he start talking? I want to say it was like 6 or 7 is when he started actually talking. Why would it be that your part of this glass object, which was evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin? Nope, can't make me, girl. You're well acquainted with this glass bell, are you not? I don't know. And that hushed Russian accent of yours won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Right? It was like, at that point, we're like, well, Disney itself might be an evil company, but this park is pure magic, and we will never hate this place. This magic's real, and it will forever be real. Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question. What? Take it away, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah. Thanks. The evidence linking Miss Pavlova and the little glass bell. That would be... Where is that photo? Yep. Go. Yes. If you look at this photograph, look at this graph, you can clearly see, hanging from Darka's collar, is the very glass bell in question. The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall. And the cause of that fateful stumble? Your absent feline friend, Darka. I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry. That sucks. Right, yeah. It's a rough thing to deal with in the beginning, but honestly, I find autistic people so creative because they just have a different perspective on things because their brains work so differently, and I love it. Naruhodo-san, yeah, Ryunosuke. Yeah, I will give the games this. Herlock is wonderful, and I love him to bits, and I love Ryunosuke to bits. This case does bother me retroactively, and we'll find out when we get to game 2 why. Why don't you tell us now, Miss Pavlova? Tell us exactly what happened last night. It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Darka, so I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands. People do say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments. She was so fast. She disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her. And that is how you acquire the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it. Yes. And I had read the rules on the wall. I knew that I was not allowed dark with me. Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really. So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, must be sleeping. Yeah. I know, like, when my sibling-in-law moved to England for a year to get a master's in, oh my god, dramaturgy and script writing and stuff, they took their cat with them. And they were very worried about that trip, but he seemed okay. He acclimated pretty quickly, and I know he acclimated better when they moved back to the States. So at that point, you thought it safe to try to lure the kitten back again, by dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator and into the adjoining cabin. Tarka always loves this toy. But it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using her favorite toy. I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return. So the faint whistling sound Cosimo wrote about in his diary was Miss Pavlova trying to retrieve her pet. Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened. Yes, so there was nothing else I could do. I just had to wait until she had calmed down. But then... I nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out and then... Oh, it was such a dreadful bang. Then afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent. Cosimo was... It's true. Just leave food and let them come back in their own time. From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, seems likely that what you heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and tripping up. The SS Borea is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. If Mr. Asogi was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet, the combination of unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall. But what became of the kitten afterwards? In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator. Yet Daka is nowhere to be seen. I must have forgotten to lock my case. And now she's disappeared again. Yeah, no, same. Like, she's probably freaking out. But with police there, she's like, well, fuck, I guess I'm stuck here. Gracious, that cat is as insufferably restless as I am. Well, he knows something about himself, at least. When I woke this morning, I heard that a young man in the cabin next to mine had died. But I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back. Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake? You're right. Where is it? If the snake isn't your friend, Miss Pavlova, then whose is it? And where did it come from? What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on board this ship? Oh, I didn't say? Snake is my friend. His name is oh my god. Piroshko? Poroshko. I'm gonna think it's that. What? What? That snake belongs to you? He escaped from cage when emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I did not expect to find him in here. Yes, how did that snake get into this cabin? But animals are not permitted on board. Ha! We are at sea only for 1 year. You want to be so long without close friend? Without someone who understands? He doesn't though. He just thinks you're a source of food. Can you find someone a little more human who understands you better? But my dear burly fellow, a gargantuan venomous snake? Surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in. No venom. Huh? Peroshko does not have venom. He is harmless, very long, but very gentle. He is adorable, like Granny. It's venomless? Yes, now he is hungry, so he is in bad mood. But once I feed him, you will see big smile. And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose? Ha! Like they say they milk chickens. Ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. Peroshko eats mouses. Big fat round mouses. So, is that what the mouse trap in the passageway out there is for? Of course. How else can I catch my friend's favorite food? Nothing says top of the food chain like the look in their eyes right now. Are you okay, Herlock? You good? It refuses to drink milk. And it can't hear a whistle. It can't climb up a bell cord. And it's not even venomous. How the deuce did something so inept land a starring role? It's not my fault. I do not make up stories. My Peroshko has nothing to do with this incident. So that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. Miss Pavlova? Valid. Honestly valid. I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please remember this. A young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you. But what are you talking about, Miss Mikotoba? What lies? Miss Pavlova just confessed everything. It was just a series of unfortunate events. That's a weird book series. An accident. I'm no great detective like Mr. Sholmes. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? To be perfectly honest, yeah. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story. I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger on it. I still need to watch that Netflix series at some point. I confess, I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter. Oh? I am only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruhodo, are simply a distraction. A distraction? I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable. Not again! When did he do that? Especially as they're on your wrists as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call. You were, Mr. Schultz? Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours. Was he not? Yes. Kazuma was my closest friend. I owed him my freedom, even. In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, whatever that may be. The key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story. I'm sure. If I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. The truth about how you really died. About how that scene in your cabin really came to be. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo. So then, shall we begin? Yes. What we should ponder first is the victim who lost his life in a cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. Was this truly an unfortunate accident? Or was it in fact no accident at all? That is what we must establish in the first instance. Well, we've already established it, haven't we? The man tripped over the kitten that had climbed into his cabin via the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident. Hold it! Wait, let's just take a step back. It doesn't make sense if that's really what happened, does it? I'm going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid. Yeah, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and Miss Pavlova's story here. The evidence is right there in Kazuma's cabin. It's undeniable. His death couldn't possibly have been a mere accident. Really? Let us show our hand, Mr. Naruhodo. Time to present the evidence. The evidence that proves unequivocally that the victim's death was no mere accident. Yes! The truth is clearly recorded in this photographic print. There's no way that Mr. Asogi could have left this message on the floor. That script. It's Russian, isn't it? Indeed it is. The word written means wardrobe. I see what you mean. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language. Japanese in this case. But maybe he was studying Russian. It is a simple language. He could have picked it up very fast. That doesn't seem likely. That's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not. Sorry, what do you mean? Exactly what I said before. There is no way that Mr. Asogi could have left this message on the floor. And the reason why is clearly explained in here. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. Instant death. Which means after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't possibly have written anything. Because he was already dead. That's not the only reason either. There's something else we found in Mr. Asogi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there, if what Miss Pavlova told us was true. What? So Suzato-san has noticed it too, then. Putting the message on the floor aside, there's something else that gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence that proves this was no accident, in other words. It's the bell, isn't it? Yes! This piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor. But that's the glass bell the kitten had around its neck. We already know all about that. It was broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. So already have a satisfactory explanation. Where's the flaw in that logic? Unfortunately, there is a very big flaw. A fatal flaw. What? If that's really what happened, then how did one half of the bell end up back here in this cabin? Yes. Remember that we found the other half of the glass bell in that waste paper basket. Would you care to explain that, Miss Pavlova? Oh no. Both these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. That when Mr. Asagi died last night in his cabin, there was someone else in the room. And that same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth, in order to cover up his or her own guilt. Yes, there was someone else present in Mr. Asagi's...
Hold it!
Hello. You are wasting time? Hello. Someone else was there? Duh, of course we know this. What are you talking about? Hold on, I'm gonna blow my nose really quick. Ugh. Apparently I'm doing nasally voices. Of course you fell down, microphone. Can you not do that? Bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out. Oh, yes. And only other person in cabin when young student died was you.
Yes!
Thank you. It's true, I was in the cabin when it happened. You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe, to be precise about the details. But I don't know Russian. There's no way I would have left that message. Not would have. There's no way you could have left that message, to be precise about the details. Would you mind? Forgive me, my dear fellow. As I was saying, the person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor, in an attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I had been asleep in there the entire time. And then, the same person picked up the broken glass bell that had fallen to the floor, for fear of it becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Asaki really died. But that's what Sherlock is. He's just the police. Not really, but you know. But why wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces of the bell away? Leaving half behind was always going to raise questions. Yes, well, it was past 1 o'clock at the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. The single small lamp suspended from the ceiling would barely have cast any light onto the floor there. Little wonder, then, that the culprit failed to notice a fragment of the tiny item. You all suspect me, don't you?
Hold it!
Oh, your snake is gone. Seaman Stroganoff? Nina is a woman of the sea. She is a daughter of strong sailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skills and she went away to join ballet company. But before, she was dancer on the ship, a member of ship's band. You do not accuse ship's angel of being criminal. So that's it. You say that when young student died, Nina was there in his cabin. Everything, police. Absolutely. I mean, the way he just kind of flounces around and, like, grabs things and just weirdly sits places, I think he might be the police of everything. But that is not possible. I give my tooth. Well, this is almost interesting. And why would you give your tooth, Gray? How could you be so sure? Humph, you are a great detective. You should know. Look truth in eyes. Cabin bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. Nobody could go into cabin, not Nina, not anyone. Or you want to tell me that killer can walk through locked doors? Yet, it's impossible. He's right. But wait, I've read about this in detective stories. People often tie thread around the door latches so they can open and close them from the outside. Thread? Are you stupid? These bulkheads are not barn doors. Certainly not. These are watertight doors, as one would expect to find on any modern steamship. Constructed of heavy steel with not a gap in sight. No threads or needles or magnets could have been used. No, of course not. I thought so too. But Mr. Naruhodo suggested it earlier, so... Susato-san, how could you shift it onto me like that? Sir Seaman Stroganoff has a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted shut from the outside. Not necessarily. What? I put it to you that I could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it. And in this very cabin, we can see the traces of the method I have in mind having been used before. I don't believe it. Oh my gosh. Isn't, I mean... You should... you should go watch our playthroughs of the original trilogy. It might surprise you. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, I believe you know what I mean, don't you? A way to shut the bolt of the cabin door from the outside? One way does spring to mind, yeah. Do you really know what Mr. Sholmes means, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, and so should you. Because we've seen it happen. Yeah, it should be. We should have a playlist. It should just be Ace Attorney. I'll have to double check, but... Indeed we have. So, would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruhodo? Point to the telling signs of the method that was used to slide the cabin door bolt across from the outside. It's...
Yes!
Look at the bookcase there. See how all the books and things on it have toppled over? That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before. Yes, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel after all. When the engines are thrown into reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over. I believe... Yes, it's what's known as the force of inertia, acting on the objects. Is there nothing Susato-san doesn't know? Or that isn't in her book, at least. Well, whatever it's called, the same force that pushed over those books on the bookcase also made something else in this cabin move. The bolt on the cabin door. It was very obvious just after the emergency stop that the ship made earlier. We had come into this cabin not long before and we hadn't bolted the door. But then... Oh, yes! That's it! When the ship stopped suddenly, the bolt flew across and locked the door. Yeah, it's made of metal, but it's small and light enough to be moved by the ship's sudden change of speed. Or the force of inertia, if you want to call it that. Are you trying to say that last night, after Mr. Asogi was killed... The SS Buria made another emergency stop. When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelves had toppled over, and all the ornaments. It was almost as if someone had run their hand across the shelves and deliberately knocked everything over. Yes, I remember that. And I stood them all up again, didn't I? Then, when we came into this cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like in Mr. Asogi's cabin. Oh my! Do you have anything to say about this, Mr. Pavlova? Oh, Miss Pavlova. I thought I was referred to Stroganoff for some reason, so I made it Mr. Are you out of your mind? You say Buria made the emergency stop? It does seem a little far-fetched. How could that possibly have happened? Unless you're saying that the culprit is actually someone from the engine room. Oh, it is simple enough. Are you forgetting the button in the passageway outside? Used to trigger the emergency alarm. Oh yes, of course. There was a notice that wasn't there? Telling you only to press the button in times of emergency. It's on my list. I've been meaning to see it for forever. I know I'd like it. On dark nights when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his lookout alone. Hence the placement of a number of buttons around the vessel to allow any crewman to raise the alarm. My microphone is sliding. Hold on. The sort of button one is almost compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity. Wait! It was you? When the button is pressed, two things happen in the interests of the safety. The emergency alarm bell rings, and the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed it did a little earlier today. Mr. Schultz? Surely it wasn't you who... As I always say, a button has but one purpose in life. To be pressed, whatever the occasion. He sounds almost proud of himself. How dare you mess with ship! I report you to Captain. You are in much trouble now. No, I'm sure that can wait until later. Let us now not overlook the fact that we have now learnt a very valuable lesson. When the vessel makes an emergency stop, the bolts on the cabin doors slide closed. So, what we must now consider. Yes, it all comes down to one thing now. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Asogi, did this ship make an emergency stop, or did it not?
You are idiots! Buria is a huge ship with many passengers. If we make emergency stop, even in middle of night, there would be chaos everywhere.
It's really good. In my house, my coffee, my rules. Okay. I'm assuming that's referencing something in the movie, but I've been wanting to watch it so bad. Just never having time. What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, it's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea. Really? What evidence, Mr. Naruhodo? Fascinating. Do show us, my good man. What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency gripped this vessel last night? I want to say... What's this?
Yes!
Seaman Stroganoff. It's your duty to patrol the first-class area of the ship, isn't that right?
That is correct. Why?
In the ship's log here, this would be where you record the details of your duties.
What are you doing with that? That is mine!
Ah, you rather carelessly left it atop the little makeshift bureau in the passageway out there. But as responsible passengers, we took it into our care with a mind to return it to you later.
I left it there on purpose. That is where I always put it.
The point is, looking at what you usually record, it's clear that under normal circumstances, you write the phrase, "nothing to report," every 30 minutes. But from 2 o'clock last night until first light this morning, nothing was recorded at all. Nothing recorded in the log?
That is... because nothing happened.
But if nothing happened, you would normally write, "nothing to report," wouldn't you? Indeed, so which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m., something happened here aboard the SS Buria. Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I get that, because my depression also does that, and I just have some slight executive function issues. So, like, when it's my day off, I'm like, I could watch a movie, I could watch a show, I could play a video game. I have video games I need to play on multiple consoles. Fuck. And then I just lay there. Because, I don't know, I can't decide. Are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night?
Stop talking rubbish!
If I'm perfectly honest, I find that a little hard to believe myself. Oh, why? Well, because if something as major as an emergency stop really had happened, surely all of us would have noticed. One thing that I've done to try to help, and I don't usually do it all the time, and especially since I haven't updated my wheel in a while, I make one of those, like, there's a wheel thing I use on the internet. Hold on, let me see if I can find it really quick. Because I told this to another, like, classmate back in college, and they were so excited when I told them because they found it super helpful. Where are you? I might have not even have it in my tons of tabs anymore. Oh, maybe I don't. Oh, okay. I think it's been, I think it's now called wieldofnames.com, but you can, like, obviously delete what's in there and just put whatever the hell you want. And then I spin it, and whatever it lands on, I'll do that. Yep. I do that exact same thing. Executive dysfunction sucks. But I use a randomizer to kind of try to help, and sometimes it works, or when I roll it and I don't want to do that thing, I can usually then figure out, okay, what do I want to do then? And then I'm able to do something. Haven't used it recently because just my depression's gotten kind of bad recently too. But I'm gonna work at it again to get back to the point where the wheel is helpful. It's very true. Thanks to the emergency stop we experienced earlier, we all know what it feels like now. The ship lurched so violently, and the alarm bell was so loud. I can't imagine that anybody would sleep through that, even if it happened in the dead of night. Well, no, that's a good point. What of the throbbing? Sorry, what do you mean? Your head, man. The throbbing of your head since this morning. We have all suffered with it. Oh yes, I've had a headache, you're right. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today. Nor have I. My head has been feeling heavy ever since dawn. Yes, you've all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected. He's right, my head's been throbbing today too. Since eating dinner yesterday evening, everything has felt sort of hazy. I can't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back inside the wardrobe. And the first thing I noticed this morning was the throbbing pain in my head. Sudden stops. I don't know if I can. I've never been asleep and experienced a sudden stop. I don't think I could, but at the same time, when I am sleeping in a car, my body, because of my motion sickness, is just like, all right, deepest sleep you're ever gonna have. Goodbye. We don't want to throw up. Thank you. I had already been dragged out of the wardrobe. And had those handcuffs put on me by that point. Why didn't I wake up when all that was happening to me? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo. You boarded this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, well, yeah. Sorry. The stowaway class of accommodation doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on? Well, Cosmo looked after me. He was always happy to share his meals. So you enjoyed some of the whole roast chicken dish that was served yesterday evening, I take it? Yeah, in fact, I had all of that. Cosmo wasn't fond of chicken. Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all? I'm testing a couple things for when we go on our vacation. One, I always use Dramamine. That drug has saved my ass so many times. Because, like, roller coasters affect me super bad, too. So Dramamine is what I'm using, but I'm also going to try these, like, pressure point bands. Because apparently, like, the main vein, or even tendon, maybe, in your wrist, just a little higher on your arm. Apparently, if you put pressure there, it can help with motion sickness. So I'm gonna try a lot of things to see if I can ride a favorite ride of mine that last time we went. I just couldn't. It made me so sick. I was so sad. Because 3D fucks me up. Any rides with 3D kill me. That's right, he didn't touch it. Is that relevant? My dear fellow, does that not strike you? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, do you mean to say that there was something wrong with the chicken? That's good to hear, because this is going to be my first time really trying them. At least good quality ones. I gotten cheap ones before, but they just didn't fit me. I do. No, really? Is that really true? The meal prepared for the passengers last night had been tampered with. Tampered with by the addition of a soporific, designed to induce a very deep slumber in those who consumed it. A sleeping drug? Do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug so no one would notice the ship's emergency stop? Mr. Naruhodo, of course that's not what Mr. Sholmes means. What a far-fetched idea. I mean, like, okay. Don't feel bad about my motion sickness, I guess. Like, I know mine is pretty severe. But, like, I'm fine. I cope. Sometimes I use it as a good excuse. Like, I don't like really intense roller coasters or drop roller coasters too much. Like, those just, I don't like them. So, the fact that they also make me motion sick is great. Because I can just go, oh no! I forgot my I forgot my Dramamine. Or at least I can go, okay, you get one out of me. I'll go on one of these if you desperately want me to. But then it's over, because I can't handle more than that. But then other times, I'm just like, God damn it, why'd you make this ride 3D? Now I'm gonna be motion sick. Which, again, was not the case when I was younger. I think it's just getting worse the older I get, because age. So, it's whatever. I'm fine. I find workarounds. I'm fine. Precisely. Lacing every meal of every passenger on board with a soporific drug would certainly be impossible. Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator. What? Mr. Sholmes! Well, Seaman? I'm sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere. If you refuse to talk, there would have to be an inquiry made through the shipping company, of course. And were that to happen, every member of the crew, and the captain himself, would be hauled over the coals. For aiding and abetting a renegade. Please, no more. I will tell everything.
Eh?
I cannot make problems like this for everyone anymore. These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe. Yes. So when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me.
We all agreed to help. Everyone together. She threw away everything. Her fame in the ballet. Mother Russia. We wanted to help our angel.
I don't believe it.
You are right. We put sleeping drug in chicken last night.
Yes, I remember now. I did notice chewing on a lump of something strange and bitter at one point.
Duh. We could not make old drug. How do you say dissolve?
Talk about heavy seasoning.
At midnight, in waters near Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. She was helped by comrades on shore with small fishing boat.
While all the passengers of the SS Boreas slept soundly, thanks to the almost magical effects of the slumber-inducing potion their evening meals had contained. So if that's what happened, the only people awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who dislike chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Pavlova. And that means it would have been possible for you. You could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Cosmo's cabin door. But how does that make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locked in that case, and there would have been complete chaos. Oh, I wouldn't say so.
What?
Of course. Just like us, all the other passengers would have eaten their evening meals of chicken in their cabins, after which they would have been overwhelmed by tiredness because of the sleeping drug. Quite. And accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night. Yes! The overwhelming majority of passengers would habitually sleep with their cabin doors bolted anyway. And so not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolt of a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning.
You have talked long time and said many things. What is point?
The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. All told, a busy night.
But I don't know about any of this. I am just a little girl.
You like to speak with your long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I am sailor, and sailors don't listen to long, boring stories. We don't believe.
I mean, sea shanties are basically long, boring stories.
Sailors like me, we only trust what we see with our eyes.
A laudable trait.
What?
I am quite of the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is everything. Now, Mr. Narhodo. Oh, yeah? Do you hear it? That accusatory cry of guilt on the wind. What accusatory cry of guilt? Sorry, you've lost me. Proof of involvement, man. But you can't hear such a call with your ears. No, you must hear it with your eyes. For observation is the basis of all deduction.
What are you talking about?
I believe the time has come for one final logic and reasoning spectacular to expose the truth. So, Mr. Naruhodo, your assistance, if you please.
With what exactly, Mr. Sholmes?
With observation, my dear fellow, just as I said, of these two, prevaricators. Prevaricators? Sure, why not? Observation. If you remember, Mr. Naruhodo, we know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we? By tampering with the scene of Mr. Asoki's death. What we're looking for is some trace of evidence that one of those two was there when it happened. Precisely. You are delightfully quick to grasp my meaning.
All right, I'll see what I can see. So we're looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone else was there last night when Kazuma died. Oh, 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 ah!
Oh, look at this. It's some kind of stain in an unusual place. Yes, you're right. It looks like ink, if I'm not mistaken. Ink. And look at the color, too. It's clear where this came from.
Yes!
Steven Stroganoff, you seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there. Eh? Yes, I don't know where the dirt comes from.
So nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain?
What are you trying to say?
It would appear that the significance of this stain has escaped your attention, Seaman.
Allow us to make it plain. It's a very large purple stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform.
And I think that what made it is clear. Indeed it is. So, Mr. Naruhodo, present the evidence that proves it.
My pleasure. Alright then, the evidence that proves what the stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform really is.
Oh. Is it here? Is it technically this?
Purple ink, yeah.
Yes!
Yes, it's this photograph and the ink it shows. That's what caused the stain on your uniform. Ink.
A rather unusual color of ink. Purple.
Ugh. Ugh.
Ah, the penny drops. At last. Now you see the significance. The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was written in purple ink.
Oh, that is Ryunosuke, not Sholmes. And the stain on the back of your uniform is ink of the exact same color.
If the ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform in that way. Which means you must have been present in the cabin in the moments immediately after the ink was spilt.
All right, yes. It was me. I did it. Everything. I arranged everything in Dead Student's cabin to make it look like Wardrobe Man did it. Then I press button to make Buria do emergency stop and bolt cabin door shut. I did everything so no one would suspect our angel.
Biff, please.
Don't worry, Angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty patrolling passageway. Then our angel came to me. She was white like sheet.
Biff, please. You must help me.
I went with her. The door to cabin number 1 was open. When I looked inside, I saw student body on floor. What happened here?
Please, don't tell anyone. My little one. My little furry friend.
Everything that happened in cabin is like Angel told you. The kid escaped through the ventilator into Mr. Asogi's cabin. Then he tripped over it and broke his neck when he fell to the floor. Yes, that is right. So after the incident when the cat ran away, Miss Pavlova then visited the cabin next to hers? Only to find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor. She said she was worried when she heard sound of something falling on floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel? The door was not locked, so she opened to look, and you already know what happened after.
There's just one thing, if you wouldn't mind.
What?
When you went to Mr. Asogi's cabin, Miss Pavlova, was he already dead? Why?
I already told you! When Nina opened door of student's cabin and looked inside, I was asking Miss Pavlova.
Well, Miss Pavlova? Oh. Yes, that is right. I saw him. It was dark and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared. I understand, and I believe you.
So is that finally it now? Have we discovered the real truth about Kazuma's death at last?
Ah, something very nearly slipped my mind.
Oh, Mr. Schultz?
This photograph. Yes, I took this myself, you know. The cause of death was a broken neck, therefore the victim died instantly. And the unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, a kitten on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are the facts, there is one particular area in this photograph that seems to me somewhat unnatural.
What do you mean unnatural?
What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruhodo?
Huh?
Oh, well... If Kazuma tripped and fell and by some terrible stroke of bad luck broke his neck, which part of this photographic print seems unnatural? I want to say yes. Alright, if he really fell due to an unfortunate accident, then this fist doesn't seem quite right. The exact same thought occurred to me. In a fall, one's instinct is to open the palms flat. Yet here we see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Almost, you might say, as though he were gripping something.
What do you mean?
Simply that I took the liberty of investigating the victim's fist a short while ago.
You did?
And what, pray, do you imagine I found there? Dear fellow. Mr. Sholmes, show us, please! Why, of course, my dear madam. Would I keep you in suspense? This is what I found. A crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle?
Yes, you're right. A crescent moon. It's very pretty, but what does it tell us? It tells us nothing.
I'm not so sure. That crescent moon looks... It looks familiar somehow. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before. Observation, Mr. Naruhodo. That is the key. What? The truth is now tantalizingly close. How did that crescent moon come to be in Kazuma's clenched fist? This is the final clue, the last piece of the puzzle. Ask yourself, what does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And observe, find the answer with your own eyes. I think I have to look at this first. She has such petite ears among that beautiful hair, like little pink shells. Oh, what's that? What's that? There's something dangling down from her ear. Yes, that's an earring. Wait, look! It's a crescent moon! There can be no doubt now, surely. And then we look at this, and then I present this here, I think. I expect that's what's called an earring. It's a little piece of jewelry. An earring, is it? It really is tiny. Perhaps part of it is missing. Maybe it broke off. So now all that's left is the clasp part that attached ear. If that's the case, she doesn't appear to have noticed that it's broken. Okay, I think I'm gonna present this side.
Yes!
Yay. Miss Pavlova, I noticed that that on your ear, even though you have a metal earring, the decorative part of it seems to be missing. The little link holding it on must have broken, I suppose.
Eh? What? That is Stroganov.
But looking at your other ear, I noticed a crescent moon.
I don't believe it.
Now, the missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there is only one logical conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. Miss Pavlova, Mr. Asogi must have grasped that crescent moon and pulled it from your ear. Perhaps just moments before he fell to the floor. In other words, last night, in Mr. Asogi's cabin, you witnessed the moment when the victim fell with your own eyes. In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length from him. But then the question is, why did Mr. Asogi do that? Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it in his clenched fist during his final moments? Oh no. Angel? No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Pavlova, tell us the truth. Last night, what did you do to Kazuma? Oh, goodbye.
When I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Running away, the fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb onto this huge ship. And then, when I was at last in this cabin and I could relax after this horrible long day. Darka, wait! I couldn't believe it when she disappeared through the ventilator. I tried to call with her with a little whistle. I tried waving her favorite toy, but nothing worked. Darka would not come back.
Night, Inspector. Oh. I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine.
The young man from your country. He was very polite and kind. He helped me to find Darka, and he promised not to tell anyone. But then, when I had my friend in my arms again and I was going to leave the man's cabin.
Just a moment. Sorry, but... Oh,
Oh, yes?
I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before. Of course. You're Nikolita Pavlova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina.
Huh? No! I don't know that name. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew who I was. How could this man from a land in the faraway east know a Russian ballerina?
Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of the ballet made a deep impression on me. But what are you doing on this ship? I'm sure I read that your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment.
I can't fool him. I have to tell him the truth and hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice.
I see. So you've run away.
Please, please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone.
Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here.
He's going to pull that cord. He's going to tell the captain. Why did I think I could trust him? Then it happened. Everything at once. It was only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait, I shouted, and then the Harka jumped out of my arms and down to the young man's feet. And as he turned around to look at me, I pushed him. I don't even know why. I don't know why I did it. I was just so scared. And I had to stop him from telling anyone about me.
And that's when you went to fetch help from Seaman Stroganoff, who was on duty out in the passageway. I heard Nina cry out and thud on floor, so I ran to her. She was standing at cabin door, shaking like leaf. She looked at me and said,
Help me, Beef. If they find out, I will be... Please, I have nowhere to go.
So you decided to help. And that's when you arranged things in Kazuma's cabin to make it look like I did it. So that no one would suspect the passenger in the cabin next door. Yes. I went into cabin and looked around to make sure there was nothing to show Nina was there. And then I found Stowaway. In wardrobe, still sleeping. Right. That's when he found me.
So you worked out a plan to lay the blame on the stowaway.
I closed wardrobe doors and put back strange paper signs. Luckily for me, that's the only reason Susato-san started to believe me when I said I was innocent. I dragged young man's body to good place and used ink that was spilling to write on floor. I wrote that fuck. I looked it up last time. It's like bor something. So that person who found them would look inside wardrobe and find Stove.
And tell me, what of the glass bell?
It was by my feet, so I picked it up.
I see.
But it was dark in the cabin. I didn't notice the other half.
Then Angel went back to her cabin and I finished job.
By pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway.
Yes.
Accordingly, the SS Buria did indeed come to an emergency halt at a little after 2 a.m., thus enticing the bolt on the cabin door to slide shut, creating the locked room mystery. There's still one thing I don't understand, Miss Pavlova.
What?
Well, you said that you told Cosmo about the fact that you'd run away from your homeland. And it's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain that you pushed him. Isn't that right? What? Maybe I misread that. Hold on. Oh, that's right. Okay, no, I did read that right.
Yes.
But even if he had pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would that have been a problem?
It was what he said first that made me scared.
What he said first?
He said an inspector was his friend.
Ah, yes, meaning me, who was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard.
I thought that if police knew about me, they would arrest me. So before he could pull the bell cord, I...
May I stop you for a moment, please, Miss Pavlova? It just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, was Mr. Asogi really going to pull the bell cord? I don't know. What? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, I'm not Kazuma, so I can't know for certain, but... Hold on. Before I keep going, I gotta blow my nose one more time. Ugh. Ugh, I'm glad I don't do the trumpeting noise some of my family does. Ugh, so I can do these kind of quietly. He was a man of his word. If he told you he wouldn't give your secret away, then he wouldn't have done.
No, he was walking over to it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo, the day's work is not yet done, it seems. There is one more deduction to make. What? Another deduction? Yes. What action was the victim really about to take at that moment? Can we determine whither the young man's gaze was directed? First, consider the victim's location within his cabin. That's easy. I remember every detail of that room. I mean, yeah, I spent quite a lot of time in the wardrobe, but still. That cabin has been my home for this entire voyage.
So this is how the cabin looked last night when Miss Pavlova visited Kazuma-sama?
Yeah, it's exactly how it was. Are you ready then, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. If there's one thing I've learned today, it's that a simple gaze can reveal all manner of truths. And not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out by even a little bit when you're following the gaze to where it lands. So, when he turned away from Miss Pavlova, what exactly was Kazuma looking at? The wardrobe. My wardrobe. I was in there at the time, of course, sleeping soundly. Too soundly. If only I hadn't eaten that chicken that was laced with a sleeping drug. If only he'd woken me up. And maybe this tragedy would never have happened.
Take that!
Considering everything that had happened last night. Certainly it may have looked as though Kazuma was going to ring the bell cord. Yes, however, what is directly beside the bell cord? The wardrobe.
The wardrobe?
And more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend, sleeping soundly.
Miss Pavlova, please think back very carefully. What were Mr. Asogi's exact words last night?
Another opinion.
Yes, but not from a member of the crew. No, Mr. Asogi intended to consult his close friend on the matter. To see if, between them, they might be able to help in some way, no doubt.
Oh, no.
Sadly, we can't know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure of what Mr. Asogi was looking at. Things may have ended very differently if you had.
Miss Pavlova, I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But unfortunately, the truth is, a man lost his life because of what you did. And that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that.
I'm sorry. Really, I'm so sorry. What have I done?
And so, at long last, the mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS Buria was finally laid to rest. What will happen to Miss Pavlova now, then? Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard. What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Won't the Russians try to repatriate her? Apparently, the English detective can speak to the immigration office and sort all that out. Mr. Sholmes can do that? So she won't be going back... Oh, so she won't be going back to Russia, then? No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she would be able to. She ran away, so now she's in exile for life. I see. I'm sorry. Seaman Stroganoff? I wanted to help our angel, no matter what. But I didn't think about you, about how you lost good friend. I will go with Nina. I will give myself to British police. That's kind of you. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Cosimo's death feels like such a waste, but... Well, do what you can for Miss Pavlova, won't you? Da! Well, I'm afraid you need to pack now. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me, I'm going to have to hand you over to the consul to arrange your passage back to Japan. Yeah, I did stow away after all. Couldn't really expect any different. So, you should get back to your cabin now. Looks like my study tour to Great Britain is over before it's even begun then. To think that only days ago, Cosima and I were laughing together about how we'd tear up the streets of London. That seems like a distant memory now. Oh, what's that? Is it someone weeping? Susato-san?
Naruhodo-san, I didn't know you had returned.
Oh, well, I haven't been back long. Inspector Hosonaga just told me I should pack. You know, ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all that.
I still can't believe this has happened. I can't believe someone's life can be over just like that.
Susato-san.
He had such grand ideas for this visit to Great Britain. So many dreams. And now they've been cruelly taken away, just as he was. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible. But now we know the truth. It was just an accident. Just a silly series of mishaps. It's too much, Naruhodo-san. It's just too much.
Yeah, I know. I wish there was something I could say. Oh, it's here, hi! Inspector. My duty was to see Osagi-san safely to Great Britain, but I failed, and caused his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down, and I will do anything to make up for my terrible blunder. Nobody blames you, Inspector. And I'm free again now, at least. Huh? Surprise, my Mr. Naruhodo. What's the meaning of this?
Oh, a trifling matter. Simply that in my head, I think I shall always picture you wearing those shackles. Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting.
Sorry?
So I decided to restore them. For old time's sake, shall we say? You are a stowaway, after all.
He thinks this is funny.
Mr. Sholmes. We do appreciate all your assistance. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Not at all, not at all. And though it's a little late, I offer my sincere condolences. The loss of your companion is truly heartrending. I hope that you will be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking at the next port in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan and make a full report about everything that's happened.
What? Wait a minute! It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was the stowaway!
The terms of this study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be 1 lawyer and 1 assistant.
Was to be?
In the light of Mr. Asogi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead.
Oh no, I don't care for me, but... Poor Sasato-san. My dear fellows, the majority of problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. All you require is 1 lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely. But there is no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer. Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications obtained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid. Oh, but anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer. Yes? Mrs. Sato? Yes? Do you think, perhaps, I might be able to do it?
But you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruhodo! Oh, unless... Are you studying law?
No, I'm not, but...
I'm sorry. In that case, I don't think there's even a chance it could work.
But as I said, there's still more than a month before we reach England's shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I have a month in which to study, to learn what I must to become a lawyer in Great Britain. Mr. Naruhodo.
That's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anybody could learn all that in just 40 days?
There's only one way to find out. I would work my fingers to the bone, Inspector. Every single day. Will you let me try? And if by the time we reach Great Britain I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate.
But why put yourself in such a difficult position?
For Kazuma. He said that there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I can't let all that passion just come to nothing.
And anyway, if it's for my own benefit too. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Mr. Zato?
Oh, her smile's so cute. I think it's a wonderful idea.
Thank you.
So, what does our bespectacled inspector friend say?
Are you serious?
One lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable.
No, 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 it's madness!
It's fascinating, wouldn't you agree?
Fascinating.
Duty and rules are the dual routine of existence that we all abhor. Abhor, there we go, I can speak. Give us interest, give us fascination! Thanks, honey.
Speak for yourself. Besides,
qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character, no? And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes. From the early hours of this morning until this very moment now. Despite contending with the passing of his close companion, and despite the accusation of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage.
Very well. I'll think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice.
Inspector!
After all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? I said that I'd do anything at all to make up for my shortcomings here.
Oh, thank you, Inspector.
If you'll excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. I need to discuss what to do next and how best to make my report.
Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, I'm going to try.
I wonder, would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer? I would be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant, after all.
Thank you.
And, Mr. Naruhodo, I'd like you to take charge of this.
What? Me? Are you sure?
I'm sure it's what Kazuma-sama would have wanted. Its name is Karuma. It's a great sword that's been in the Yosogi clan for generations.
Very well. I accept. I'll treasure it always.
So then, Mr. Sato, it seems we'll be working together for some time to come yet. It will be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. And for the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. We shall fill every spare moment with study.
Yes, that's exactly what I need.
But before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask of you two.
Goodness, what is it?
Please throw me to the ground. 3 times.
What?
I should never have doubted you. You were Kazuma-sama's closest friend. Of course you never would have done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the start. But I allowed suspicion to get the better of me. No matter how upset I was feeling, it was completely unforgivable behavior.
No, you were in shock.
You just found out about me stowing away and the cabin door was locked from the... No! I won't let you make excuses for me. Whatever the circumstances, I should never have thrown you. And not just once, but 5 times!
That number keeps creeping up, doesn't it?
Please, you must! Just take hold of me and throw me! Do it! Don't even think about it!
Nope, nope, nope. I don't even know how. I've never thrown anyone in my life.
Very wise, Mr. Naruhodo. It isn't a skill one acquires without considerable training. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confessed I was most impressed.
When did he see that?
I presume that would be a form of Japanese wrestling. Oh, well, in a way, it's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jujutsu technique.
Apparently it's called the Susato takedown. It leaves your head swimming, believe me.
How beguiling. I am a practitioner of the combative arts myself.
I'm a somewhat accomplished boxer. There he goes, dancing around again.
I wonder if you'd be so kind as to instruct me on the technique of your resting throw. Yes, I'd be honored. Then let us not dally. Demonstrate, my dear madam. Oh, of course. No, Susato. Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo?
Sorry.
Hey-ya!
I'll live here now.
As you can see, you throw from the abdomen. Oh, yes, resting indeed. And that is what you term the Susato takedown, is it? Actually, no. That was a Susato squash. What?
I die here now. Good night. In my groggy state of consciousness, a scene from an evening recently spent with Kazuma flickered into my mind.
Karuma?
That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan. I can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking a katana on a study tour is more than a little irregular, surely. On that subject, there's something very important and I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course, I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. Hold on. Important email. Maybe. It'll load. I knew you wouldn't let me down. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Nothing super important then. An important thing he had to do? I still don't know what that was. But I'm going to see the place for myself and work it out. In Great Britain's capital, London. And with that, I will call it a day. My voice needs all the fucking rest. So, thank you guys so much for joining me. This next case is actually a lot of fun. I do like this one quite a bit. So, we will not, I mean, Luke, okay, so Luke might have some pickup streams throughout the week, and he might still stream Saturday. It's not guaranteed. It really just depends on, we're leaving Saturday afternoon for our trip. So there might just be some final touches that need to be taken care of. We don't know. He does have to go pick up our rental car, so there's that might cut into it. But Luke might stream sometimes randomly throughout the week, so just keep an eye on the Discord, which you can join down below in the description. We have the name of it that you can join.
You're welcome to join. And then starting basically this Saturday afternoon until next Saturday evening, we will be on our trip. So there will be no streams between those times. And then let me actually double check this now while I have my calendar to double check, am I even available when we get back for a stream? Okay. As of right now, I will have a stream that week after we get back. It will be shorter again just because rehearsals are happening earlier as well, just because it's one of our dress rehearsals. So just keep that in mind. So thank you so much for joining me, guys, and we'll see you when we see you.